Live streamed. Here we go. Nice, nice. Okay, I'm going to close this door over, Karen. Okay. All right. See you on the other side. Are people here? They come. Whoa. Aha. Oh, I hear you guys. Hi. Oh, there's Tiny's house. Good to see ya. Good, yeah, put on your dark glasses. Oh, good, there's Diane. Hi, Diane. Nice to see you. Hey, how's everything going? Pretty good? Good. Good, good, good. All righty. Cindy Walden's with us. Oh, Anika, hi. Nice to see you. There's Cammie, Katie, Lorelei's with us. Oh my goodness. Kevin Jackson. Hey, Kev. And Christy. Hi, Christy. Nice to see you. Good to see you. Cindy Walden says hi. Hello. Patricia from Chicago is with us. All right. So listen, if you want to, I'd love to know where you are. So, hey there, Alma. How's it going? If you want to put where you're from in the chat. Oh, Nadia's here from Argentina. Nice. Okay, somebody's here from Berlin, Texas. Whoa, they're just Costa Rica. All right, now I'm just as I'm reading where you live, I'm making up my next trip. All these wonderful places in the world. So listen, it is that time, and I really want to thank you all for being here. Let me see. All right, let's close this up. Oh, Tiffany's from LA. All right, Northern California. Hi, Suze. Oh, good, good. Alan, Anika's in Las Vegas. Viva Las Vegas. Heaven's in Alberta, Canada. Oh, it's really exciting. Do you know, it's really wonderful to be with you guys today. So for those of you who don't know me, I'm Linda Howe. I'm the author and really the pioneer in the Akashic Records movement. So, and I'm very excited to be with you today because I've been working on this new material, and today we're doing inner parenting, self-parenting, and so which for better or worse, is a good thing. Anyway, so that's what our topic is today. It's an hour-long class. We have a lot to do, of course. I always have more to do than time. It's just that kind of a life, right? Anyway, so that's the story. But before we do anything, let's get ourselves settled, right? And so if you'll join me by closing your eyes and opening your awareness to the reality of who you are, where you are. Mm-hmm. Good. And as you take your place within this group at this time, okay, please know that you occupy a space that cannot be held by anyone else. Well, they may try. You are the only you ever to exist in this life and throughout all time. As if the place you reside had an X on it, like a marking on a stage. I invite you to take your place. And as you do, the life force held within the planet itself, begins to move toward you, whether you're in Hong Kong, Guangzhou, Mumbai, Berlin, yes, Costa Rica, wherever you are. The life force that can support you is seeking you out and finding you here today. And as the life that you have been cultivating for eons, right, finds its way to you, take a moment as this force enters into your body through the soles of your feet, traveling up into your legs, into the trunk of your body, into your neck and head, down your arms and hands, filling you up, keeping you tethered. Nice. And while the life force finds its way to you, please direct your attention to the point of light approximately 18 inches above the crown of your head. Okay. Almost like you want to shimmy up to that point, right? And here we find a horizon. It's a horizon of light. Nice. It is light streaming toward you from places very near and familiar, places you don't even know they exist yet. We have not even tapped the surface of the avenues through which light seeks and finds us, travels with us lifetime after lifetime, and yet it is your personal awareness of the light that acts as a magnet and draws to you all the light you could possibly need in this incarnation. And so, if you would, let your awareness settle into your heart center. Nice. Drop in there. And let the light flow in, right? Pouring into you very quickly, effortlessly. The light, as it moves through the trunk of your body, down your arms and hands, right, lining the soles of your feet. This light finds a unique blend within you, the light and the life, finding a very particular harmony, like a combination, right? But it's harmonious. There's no conflict here. Think of yourself as the container for these forces. You are the space within which these forces meet. And find a very particular relationship, right? Blend. You don't need to do anything to help that. It happens naturally. And in the fullness of the light, we open the heart center in front, behind, and on both sides, and allow the light to flow from us, this light-life combination. Like streams of light or ribbons, right, moving to the north, the south, the east, and the west, right, traveling across bodies of water and oceans. Nice. The Atlantic, the Pacific, the Indian. There you go. And land masses, right? the outback in Australia, right? The mountain ranges, great mountain ranges on all continents. This light finds its way until it meets itself, which is totally cool. As if you stand in consciousness and embrace the earth with a multi-reach hug, infusing the planet and the higher realms with your version of love, light, life, and power. And as the light streams from you, it meets with the streams of light from others in our group. And when you meet someone from the class, or whether they're from the UK or, right, it doesn't matter, Argentina, right? There is a sense of knowing. And there is a quickening that shoots through these ribbons of life and light. And as we meet one another at the level of consciousness, we are nurtured and sustained through our conscious awareness of the presence of others, yes, headed in the same direction, sharing a similar path. And so for now, we leave this be, bringing our attention back to our place. And from here, we begin our work. And so we do acknowledge the forces of light, asking for guidance, direction, and courage to know the truth as it is revealed for our highest good and the highest good of everyone connected to us. Yay. So you want to bring yourself back. All right. Nice. Hey, good to see you. So listen, I have a couple people here with me today helping. These are my wonderful teammates. I have Garen Hudson is on tech. I don't know, Garen, if you could show your face, Garen. So Garen's here. Oh, Denise, hi. And we also have, so listen, Garen's taking care of things. So you don't have to worry. just keep your laptops on and we'll be fine, right? Or your phone, whatever you've got. But we're in good shape here. So we've got Garen Hudson on tech, and we have Rachel Zarko is with us, and she is our wonderful marketing person. She is responsible for reaching out to you guys and helping with all of those things. So I want you to meet Rachel, and at this time she'll be making some announcements. So Rachel, are you out there?
Yes, I'm right here.
Good.
Thank you so much, Linda, and thank you everyone for being here and for doing the inner work. I want to share a few announcements today. This is one of 3 classes. We started with Health Through the Akashic Records in May, Self-Parenting is today, and then Transforming Our Relationship with Trauma will be happening July 18th and 25th, live with Linda. And so we will share some links. Garen, if you can share the links in the chat here as well, so you can be connected with those classes. There is also a Turbocharge Your Transformation bundle, which includes all 3 classes. So you will have ongoing access to all 3 classes. Health and Transforming Our Relationship with Trauma are a little bit longer. They're each an hour and a half for 2 sessions. This one's a bit shorter. This one will go to $59 for ongoing access by itself after today. Now, if you are interested in being certified to read the Akashic Records for others, then you will want to take level 1 through 3 on demand with Dr. Linda Howe, or live online with our amazing certified teachers, many of whom are here today. I definitely see Anika and Kevin. I'm guessing maybe Amy and Patty are here as well. We have a wonderful, wonderful group of certified teachers who will be offering these classes. You can look at the schedule coming up. And lastly, the certified teachers will be offering a teacher training in 2024. So you do need to complete either levels 1 through 3 with Linda, or all the certification classes with a certified teacher prior to doing the teacher training. So if that's something you are considering, please connect with us and start to look at the classes now. You can email us at linda@lindahowe.com or myself at rachel@lindahowe.com with any questions at all. And with that, I will turn it back to you, Linda. Thank you so much, everyone.
Thank you, Rachel. That was wonderful. All righty. So listen, everybody, I want you to know we have 2 ground rules. The first is no distractions. Okay, so what that really means is if you need to get up and make lunch, which I would understand, or, do whatever, please turn off your camera, because what happens is that when we see things, that the human eye goes to it. And so please be aware of, your relationship with the other students here, your classmates. So no distractions. And the other one is that in this class, I really invite you to be a student, right? Which means don't worry about, you don't have to help me, okay? You may think I need help, but you can help me later, but not now. Okay. But so the thing is that you're here to receive, you are here to get, and I know that, and you deserve that. And so don't worry about the other students. Don't worry about the teacher. Just let yourself receive as much as you can. Okay. This also means please do not leave advice for other students in the chat. Okay. And don't comment on people's comments. Okay. It's just, so just kind of stay with yourself. If you want to leave some things in the chat, that would be terrific, and you don't have to. But remember, your job is to learn, and my job is to teach. And I think if we work together, we'll be good. All right. So now we finally are getting to that time, right? So here's the purpose of our class. The purpose of this class is to establish sufficient groundwork for ever increasing conscious contact with our inner parents, okay? Encouraging our awareness of this eternal and imminent relationship for our support, guidance, and, believe it or not, enjoyment, okay? Which makes it easier to bring our soul's purposes to life. So just so you know, and I think you guys know this is not a class in how to read the records, okay? That's a separate, we're just gonna dive in. And the clock is ticking, over the next however long we have, we'll be doing 3 things. I will be sharing some ideas that have been really helpful for me. So we've got helpful ideas. We'll be doing an exercise in the records. And then after that, we'll have some time for your questions. Okay. So wherever you are in the process, just follow along to the best of your ability, and we will get to the finish line together. All right. So with our helpful ideas, I often think I know everything about the inner parents, and lo and behold, I don't know as much as I thought I did. But here's the truth, that within each one of us, there are inner parents. There's an inner father and an inner mother. And in every person, like everybody who's here today, there is a unique individual blend of father and mother, right? So which is so fascinating, because to me, because what that means is that the relationship I have with my own inner parents might be very different from yours. And yours may be quite different from your neighbor. But the fact is, these parts are very much alive within each one of us. And part of our responsibility and our journey is to discover for ourselves the combination, like what's going on here. Okay. Now, this is important because okay, listen, we all know we're in this era of a dramatic shift, right? Epic shift. Okay. And it looks like we're going from right, from the age of the patriarchy into this age of all of us together, right? So we're going from he to we is basically what's happening. But when we look a little bit deeper, we're going from she, because if we look over our shoulder into our own past, into the history of the Western world anyway, actually the whole world, if we look into it, we see that, that groups of women have been running the planet. Then they got tired and they gave it over to the men. Like, here, you do it for a couple thousand years. Let's see how it goes. Well, we know how that goes. And now, though, this is not a time, we're not going to throw the he out the window. No, what we're going to do is we're going to allow ourselves, right, as the me in the equation, to embrace the she, the he, and to move into the we. Okay. And this is a place we've never been before. Some of us have, touched the hem of the garment on this, but a lot of us have not. And it's really, it's like, oh, this is exciting. And it's a little frightening because it is unfamiliar. But that's really how this is looking from an Akashic standpoint. Now, I know that I want to know about, listen, I'm always looking for shortcuts, which is terrible, but it's true. I'm looking for shortcuts. I'm looking for an easier way to do things. So I'm in my records and I get some ideas about clearing obstructions to this connection, because the truth is the connection already exists within us. Okay, so it's not like and it's a good thing, because personally, I cannot generate this connection. And from what I can tell, neither can you. I mean, none of us can. It's not for us. But it is a connection that is already and ever present within. And so what will empower the connection, what will activate the connection, is awareness, very simple awareness. And then, of course, the question becomes, how do we increase our awareness? And lo and behold, the records raised the option that it might be helpful to make peace with the reality of our parents in this lifetime. Okay, now, and to that point, the parents we have in this life, listen, your parents, I don't know anything about your parents, but I know about mine. And I got to tell you, volumes could be written about these people. Actually, they were wonderful. But the fact of the matter is, I chose these people. I selected them, as did you. Each one of us, for some very good reasons. This is not a punishment, even though it can look like it in some cases. We picked imperfect people because guess what? It's the only way people come. That's just how it is. But we pick them, and we do this for good reason, not to hurt anybody. Okay, so we're doing this for ourselves, not for them. So we want to keep that in mind. The other thing is that, so then what facilitates the release of the obstructions, right? The muddle, the clouds, is acceptance. And by accepting the reality of our parents, by accepting the fact that we actually chose them, we picked these people for good reasons. At that point, we can move into appreciation, right? We can appreciate ourselves, we can appreciate them. And that is really good. Now, the experience of parenting is absolutely essential to our renewal in the circle of life. There really is a circle of life. And so on one hand, so we have ourself in the middle, and on one hand, we have the fact that we have been parented. There's only one way to get to the planet, and you have to have parents. Whether they, leave you on the side of the road or not, everybody, there's only one way to get here. And we've all come that path. Okay, so we've all been parented, and we all parent, whether or not this is not biological. I mean, if you have children, great, but if you don't have children, that's fine too. Everyone parents. Okay, we are involved in this dynamic, and then we are responsible then for the parenting of ourselves. This, right? And so in the chain of life, we receive parenting, we give parenting, right? In this chain, every time we are enriched, enhanced, renewed, right, through our soul's purposes, what begins to happen is we bring more life to the entire circle and everyone around us. We don't have to do anything. We don't have to say anything. It is in our consciousness, right, that that this happens, that the radiance, right? So the other thing I want to tell you, I want another span here. We'll talk about that later. All right. So listen, we are going to go into the records. Okay. So here's the other thing I just want to say is that each incarnation, in every incarnation, every lifetime we have, we are influencing the entire circle of humanity. But we cannot do that outside of ourselves. I might think, oh, my friend Siri here, I'm going to send him light. Well, I could do that, but that's not the best thing to do is to know within myself that the light is with Siri. Do you see? So that it's all within the self. This is, if the point of power is anywhere, that's where it is. And I happen to believe it's there. But in every incarnation, we have a chance to be as alive as possible and to enhance the entire circle through our own awareness right now. So listen, we're going to do an exercise in the records. If I can find. Okay, so we're going to open up our records now, and we're going to do an exercise. Now listen, in this exercise, we will be going to a place called the zone of choice. The zone of choice is an inner realm in the Akasha, and it's the place that we visit in between lifetimes. And we do this so we can make good selections, right? For who we will be with. All of those things happen in the zone of choice. In this exercise, we'll go there. Don't worry about it. Just follow along as best you can, okay? And take what you get. It's an old saying, but it's really helpful. Okay, so we're going to open our records now. Here we go. Great. And so we do acknowledge the forces of light, asking for guidance, direction, and courage to know the truth as it is revealed for our highest good and the highest good of everyone connected to us. O Holy Spirit of God, protect me from all forms of self-centeredness and direct my attention to the work at hand. Help me to know myself in the light of the Akashic Records, to see myself through the eyes of the Lords of the Records, and enable me to share the wisdom and compassion that the masters, teachers, and loved ones of me have for me. Go back to help me, repeating this stanza silently 2 times, using your current legal name. Mhm. The records are now open. Fabulous. So let's take a moment to get centered in our own records, in the presence of our masters, teachers, and loved ones. We never see them, right? With any eye, the inner eye, the human eye. We never see them. It's very easy to get a sense of their presence. It is a presence characterized by kindness and respect, love, appreciation. There you go. Nice. In your records, you are sure to encounter something we call the Akashic atmosphere. Nice. It is characterized by traits of love, acceptance, enthusiasm, a little prodding here and there, but it is always emotionally very safe. So take a moment to just identify some of the qualities you find in the atmosphere in your records today. Mhm. 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 Now, we're going to be going into this zone of choice. So you want to ask your masters, teachers, and loved ones to assist you. You just need a little help getting there, right? Now, you may have this sense of being lifted up and moved forward, or you may have this sense of being lowered, right? Like dropped down a little and moved forward. Either way is really fine. Just pay attention to your own personal route. Yeah. This is a deep inner realm in the Akasha. And when you arrive, you want to find a place to settle yourself or stand, whatever you like, stand, sit. Okay. You are perfectly safe in the zone of choice, even though it is vast, far beyond, right, what you can register with your human senses. Now, from your preferred location, take a moment to open your awareness. Okay, first to your left. Now, on the left side, we find your mother from this life. Maybe you had a stepmother. It's possible you were adopted. So you might have an adoptive mother. You might have a birth mother. All the mothers, right, that you've known in this lifetime, pretty much lined up there. Just beyond them are the grandmothers and their mothers. And as you focus on this, the group continues to expand. Mhm. And at the same time, to your right, on the right side, we have your father. Whether you've never even met him, right? Which happens. Some lifetimes are like that, right? You may have a father, a stepfather, a birth father, adoptive father. All the fathers that you've had in this lifetime are lined up on the right. And beyond them are their fathers and their fathers. This is a group that continues to expand as far as your awareness goes. Now, they continue to assemble all the mothers you've had. And at the same time, we begin to identify all the mothers you've been. And the same on your right side, all the fathers you've had. And all the fathers you have been. They're all like congregating. They're lining up for your support, for your edification. Awesome. As these groups continue to grow, I ask you to please direct your attention to that place in time. It's a very particular space in time when you were selecting your parents for this incarnation. And at that time, we know there were a lot of options. We know that. There was something about these two people. What convinced you that these people were the best parents for you in this life? Certainly, there were things that you really liked about them and things you didn't like at all. Somewhere in your heart of hearts, you knew that by going with these people, you would be empowered to bring your soul's purposes to life. Mhm. Yes. We know there are no accidents, right? This is not like a cosmic trick or anything. This is very deliberate on your part. And for good reason. Now, once you made this choice, you're like, oh, I'll take them. My case, it was Jack and Dottie, right? What did you expect? Of course, you had expectations, even though you knew, these are the best people to help me realize my soul's purposes. How did you think that was going to play out? And what was the reality of your experience? Now, in the process of your relationship, you learned a lot about parenting yourself. What did you learn from them, right? About how to parent yourself. Mhm. Now let that go. Let's go a little deeper now and consider on the left, your mother, all the mothers. So we have the ancestral line, and then we have the individuals that have mothered you throughout time. You also have the times when you were mothering. And so we see, or we sense, right, that there are many traits and characteristics involved, different at different times when you were a different person. Do you see? It's fascinating. Yeah. Ask your masters, teachers, and loved ones. Make it possible for you to identify both desirable and undesirable mothering characteristics from your ancestors, those who've mothered you, and even yourself. Great. Now, if you would, open up your heart space. Any way you know how or think that works is just fine. And take in only, but all of the desirable traits and characteristics, while they already live within you. Our work here is to reconstitute them, right? To reactivate them. Cool. Nice. Now to the right is the Father, right? So we have this whole ancestral assembly, right, of the fathers, right, that you've had this lifetime and other lifetimes, right? And we have the fathers, these, so we've got this ancestral group, then we have this other group. These were fathers, men who fathered you throughout the ages, right? Thousands of years ago, you were being fathered. And there have been ages when you were fathering, right? And in this process, you came to recognize both positive and negative traits, desirable and undesirable. Ask your masters, teachers, and loved ones to empower you to make some of these distinctions, right? And as you do, your heart center naturally opens, making it possible for you to receive only, but always, the most positive characteristics of fathering that already live within you for the purpose of reactivation. Mhm. So we leave that be as we reflect on you as a parent to others. All right, just on its own, we're going to take a quick look. There have been times you've been a wonderful parent, been a great mother, perfect father. In other lifetimes, you were really a jerk. It's all right. This is why we have eternity. Because, these things are hard. The question always becomes, how do I love myself when I'm a good parent? And how do I love myself when I'm not? Mhm. All right. We're going to go a little bit deeper, almost like dropping in, right? Dropping into our own heart. And we consider ourselves throughout all the journeys of all the lifetimes. You have been with yourself and you have been parenting yourself. And over time, you have discovered what's helpful to you in bringing your soul's purposes to life and what's not helpful at all. Make note. All of the valuable characteristics of parenting that make it possible for you to bring your soul's purposes to life are within you. It is really kind of a crazy thing, but it's true that we are really the first generation. I don't know if that's generation, but we're in the first phase of time, right? Where as human beings, our expectations of our parents are much different than what they were 100 years ago, 500,000, 2,000, certainly 5,000 years ago, right? Just something to notice. That in the collective, individually and as a group, we are learning the purpose of true parenting, which is to provide whatever we actually require. Different from the things we want, right? But it's things we really need to bring our soul's purposes to life, one incarnation at a time. Nice. Now, while we're here, we can focus on and amplify, right, that ever-present connection with the circle of life, which is really born out of this awareness. We're all one. This is old news as for you people. For you guys, it's like, well, yeah, what else? But it's true. We really are one. And as a result, we are interdependent. And because we are interdependent, our sense of individual or personal responsibility for our soul's purposes gets much stronger. Yeah. And what enables our experience and expression of soul's purpose is our connection with parenting. So, on one hand, we receive parenting, always the right parenting at the right time. I am not saying the most comfortable. Actually, I'm not saying that at all, but it's always the best. You know that, right? And we parent others. And as a result of that, we are empowered to parent ourselves. I'm going to say better, but in a more authentic fashion than ever before. Right? None of this happens in isolation. Now, the way we stimulate our relationship with our inner parents is we problem solve, right? We problem solve with them. So let's take a moment, direct our awareness within to some issue. It could be something really exciting. You might have a wonderful creative project at hand that really has you stumped. Or you might have a real problem. You might have a kid who's gone off the rails. Doesn't matter. It's all the same, right? In the spiritual dimension, problems and opportunities, all the same. Okay. Now, in the presence of your inner mother and father, you have been cultivating forever, distilled to carry only what is helpful, loving, and kind for you, right? The inner mother, the inner father, we bring our challenge to them. Describing it. And as we describe it, we ask for their guidance, direction, support. Just to check ourselves, make sure, like whatever they recommend, take it to your inner triangle, your heart. See how you feel about it. Okay. In your mind, what do you really think of this idea they have? And your will. Are you willing, right, to take action? Great. And notice the unique blend of mothering and fathering that is empowering to you at this point in your life. Notice the surge of life force. Great. As you lean into this ancient wisdom that you have been developing for lifetimes, both as the father and the mother to yourself. And so for now, we leave this, just leave it there. Invite your masters, teachers, and loved ones to help you, right, to move from the zone of choice to the Akasha at large. Whether it's going, kind of backwards and up, or, like taking a few steps back and going down. Either way is fine. And in the Akasha at large, see if you can get a sense of your inner parents. They're there. And know this, they are at the ready. Your inner parents are always available to you for your support, encouragement, and enjoyment. This is the lifetime for you to experience and express the fundamental goodness of parenting yourself in the face of imperfect human parents surrounding you. And so for now, we leave this be. Returning our attention to the space, and together we can close our records. All right. I would like to thank the masters, teachers, and loved ones for their love and compassion. I would like to thank the Lords of the Akashic Records for their point of view. And I would like to thank the Holy Spirit of Light for all knowledge and healing. The records are now closed. Amen. The records are now closed. Amen. The records are now closed. Amen. Cool. Okay. Now, I just want to say one more thing, because I have 3 minutes. Okay, here's what I want to say. Love is not the issue here. Your parents love you. They've always loved you. And you love them. You have always loved these people. Even if your parents were ridiculous, as many are, but you love them. All right? So love is not the issue. It's the same thing with those you parent. They love you. Even when they're teenagers, they're throwing the fit and they're telling you how much they hate you. That's all right. They love you. And you love them. Again, especially when they're ridiculous. The other thing is that you love yourself, and you have been loving yourself since the beginning of time, since the inception of your soul. And this is the lifetime you are becoming aware of that. So enjoy, and thank you very much. I think we have a minute or two here. Does anybody have questions, comments? No, I don't see any. Do we have any?
Because your thing isn't working, that's why.
Oh, and who is that? I hear someone. I hear you. Okay. Good, there's Joan. Hey, Joan. All right. Nobody has questions, comments, things to say? Nothing. All right, listen. Thank you very much. This recording will be available to you. And so, and because you're here today, my understanding is you get the recording. Yay. But the good thing about that is that then you can go back and go over this. I know for myself, I go over these exercises. Every time I teach a class, I do all the exercises, because every time, our consciousness, we keep growing and changing. And the way we understand and interact with the material is always growing and changing. So honor yourself, and let yourself do this as many times as you want. Okay? Terrific. Terrific. I want to thank everybody for being here. I want to thank Garen for helping. I want to thank Rachel. And let's see if there's anything else. No, I think that's it. All right, cool. Hey, listen, I will see you guys soon. Thank you. Namaste. Okay, do you remember the COVID hug? It seems like 40 lifetimes ago we were in COVID, right? Oh, but it was pretty good for a pandemic. Anyway, that's another story for another day. Thank you all very much. I look forward. Listen, if you want to send me an email, I'm linda@lindahowe.com. I love to hear how things are going. And gosh, enjoy yourself as the parent that you are. Okay. Because it's all rigged and this is just the way it's supposed to be. Thank you so much. Okay. Great.